Says, be not deceived. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
All right, it's 4 p.m. on Wall Street. Do you know where your money is?
How much should I invest?
I really looking for some direction.
Should I hold on to my house as an investment for my future?
What should we do to have money that we're putting aside?
Welcome to Financial Issues, where we align reality with truth. Conservative talk radio you can count on. Financial issues that you need to know.
We face a disintegrating economy, a weakened defense, and an energy policy based on the sharing of scarcity. We will simply apply to government the common sense that we all use in our daily lives.
Now, here's your host, Dan Celia.
I'm on the road this morning. I just say that to set you up for some potential technical difficulties, although things seem to be going pretty well so far. If you watch me on Biz TV, you're seeing me via Skype this morning. I apologize if the picture looks a little rough, but it's more important that you listen than anything else, but glad you're with us. And we are in Tyler, Texas. You know we're in Tyler, Texas because of our town hall meeting this evening. I hope you're going to come out. If you live in Tyler, Texas, or anywhere near Tyler, Texas, you want to come out to our town hall meeting tonight, listen, come on out. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Come on out. Bring a busload of people. We are going to be at First Baptist Church, South Campus. First Baptist Church, South Campus, Tyler, Texas. It's at 17002, Highway 69 South. First Baptist Church of Tyler, Texas, South Campus. Come on out. We're going to start at 6:30 this evening. We have a great time when we do our town hall meetings. We always look so forward to it. I hope you'll come out and greet us. I'd love to meet as many of you as possible. Listen, folks, it's free. It's educational. Just come as you are. Just come right from work, whether you're working in the fields or whatever. Just come on out. We're going to have a great time. We'll have a little refreshment for you, I hope. And we'll go till about 8:30. We'll take a lot of questions. We'll probably go a lot longer. We'll probably end up 10:30 or 11. That's what usually happens. Not that I will go there. Everybody's free to leave. At a certain point, we'll be over there at about 8:30 or 9. But then from there, we'll continue to take questions. I'll stay around as long as I can until the church runs us out. So come on out. First Baptist Church, South Campus. First Baptist Church, Tyler, Texas. That's where we'll be. That's where I am this morning. So I hope you'll come out. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, we'll be in Lafayette, Louisiana. And we're going to be at Family Life Church, 2223 Dulles Drive in Lafayette. Family Life Church. So if you live anywhere near Lafayette, Louisiana, come on out. We're going to have a great time there tomorrow night as well. We start at 6:30. You're going to get some great educational stuff. You're going to hear some things about the economy, what I believe is going to come, my scenarios, a little bit more detail than I might talk about over the air, or I might just be free to say some things that I might not be as free to say here on the air. So I hope you'll join us. Come on out tonight in Tyler, tomorrow night in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're going to have a great time. So all the major indices right now, pretty much flat. They're a little bit negative right now in reference to some earnings reports coming out this morning. But right now, things are looking a little bit negative. By the way, 866-300-9298. We're going to take as many calls as we can. 866-300-9298. Listen, folks, I'm going to try to stay on this track of phone calls as much as I possibly can because I've gotten so many emails over the last month. We have set new records this month in emails, and I just look at the numbers. Obviously, I can't get to all of them, but I do see, I get to a few. It's just gets harder and harder. So today I'm traveling, very difficult day today and tomorrow on the road. I'm not going to answer very many at all. It gets you behind a couple thousand. So I apologize, but that's why I want to get the lines open early to take your questions. 866-300-9296. Here's what we've got coming out. 866-300-9298. 866-300-9298. Here's what we've got coming out this week that we can expect this morning at 9:15. We've got industrial production coming out. Industrial production at 9:15. That's an it. Listen, I'm only giving you the thing coming out as far as economic data this week are things that I'm most interested in, things that I think are truly going to be drivers of the future of the rest of the year. We have pending home sales coming out this morning at 10 o'clock. So we'll be on the air. These are Eastern times, 9:15 Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern. We've got these numbers out. So we will keep you in tune as these numbers come out. These are important numbers. Retail sales numbers coming out tomorrow. Very interesting number. They'll be out tomorrow morning, 8:30. So Eastern time before we go on the air. So we'll watch those closely, but they're coming out tomorrow morning. Retail sales numbers and PPI, producer price index numbers, also out 8:30. And an important number coming out tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern time is the government consumer sentiment number. Government consumer sentiment number. Now, it is likely to drop. I'll be surprised. It was at 73.1. Down from like 75. It was 73.1 last look. If it's not below a 72 or in around 72, I'll be surprised. But we'll see. That's coming out on Tuesday as well. Also, Wednesday, first look at third quarter GDP. First look. Okay? This is only the first look of GDP. Third quarter GDP, that's coming out at 8:30. CPI, Consumer Price Index. Tomorrow we get PPI, Producer Price. On Wednesday, we'll get Consumer Price Index. That's coming out at 8:30. Crude inventories, I don't care much about that. Not likely to see any change. Thursday, of course, we have jobless claims. That'll be an interesting number. I'm beginning to get to the point where I don't even pay attention to it anymore, but I'll continue to report on it. The one number that I am interested in that is coming out on Thursday morning is personal spending. Now, there should be some correlation between the reduction in consumer sentiment that we've seen, the Michigan number, along with what I believe there should be one on Tuesday. There should be some correlation between that and consumer spending. Right? If consumers aren't too excited about what's happening in the economy, it's only likely the consumer spending will be down. 866-300-9298. Friday, just construction spending and auto sales. Two numbers that I'm interested in, more the construction spending than I am auto sales, but nevertheless, that's what's coming out Friday. So we'll keep an eye on all of that. We'll watch that for you. We'll see how things shake out as that goes along. Folks, 866-300-9298 if you want to weigh in. If you've got something you'd like to weigh in with us, we'd love to hear from you. Anyway, let me just mention something that is very interesting. You know, for all the years that I've spent managing money, and it's been an awful lot of years managing over about $800-900 million, give or take, depending on what the market was doing any one of those days. It is interesting to me the way people have somewhat rapidly changed over the way they look at the economy. Now, I said back in 2009 that this was going to happen. But what's happening right now is that people are looking at stocks based on a very, very short time horizon. Now, for years, I'm talking about 10 years, I have complained and whined about financial advisors that all of a sudden this new generation of financial advisors has seen long-term investing shrink from 10 years to 8 years to 5 years to maybe even shorter, 4 or 5 years as a long-term. I think it's getting worse right now. I think people are looking at next year Instead of looking at 5 years down the road, they're looking at 5 months down the road. And that's a very disturbing trend. And it's primarily based on what the Fed is doing. Now, instead of saving for the future, many are still opting in. This is hard to believe, but there's still a lot of people out there that are opting in for a very short-term gain. Now, I say that because I see some of the comments I get and some of the emails I get. And people opting to just say, hey, look, if the Fed's going to be in for the next 6 months, then, let me just try to make some money in the next 6 months. They're starting to take some risk. And there is a small group of people that are starting to do that. I would submit to you that these folks are not baby boomers, because baby boomers have got burnt 3 times and they're not doing that now. So in a very interesting poll, now this poll was done by a very large management company that is managing hundreds of millions of dollars out of Houston, Texas. And they did a poll, and the recent poll says that 83% of those responding to the poll are holding on to their cash versus investing in the stock market. 83%, that's a huge number. So even though there's a segment of people that are looking to make some quick gains, which is very dangerous, by the way, 83% are holding on to their cash. They're not investing. They're not even looking at going into the stock markets. They're perfectly happy preserving their principal in cash, earning nothing. Now, I would again submit to you that those people, because remember, the majority of the cash, the majority of the wealth in this country is based on baby boomers. That's who has all the wealth. That's who has all the money in 401ks and IRAs. The majority of the wealth are those baby boomers. And I would believe, although this survey doesn't say it, but I got to believe the 83% that responded that are in cash are likely at least over 55. So it's interesting to see that, and that's as a result, in my opinion, of the 2008 financial crisis, a major factor that banks were crumbling, housing markets caved, unemployment skyrocketed. And basically what I said in 2008, that consumer confidence just sunk to maybe an irreversible kind of behavior. And I was talking about consumer investor confidence as it related to baby boomers. And it looks like that is in fact what is happening. Now, we are and that's why I believe that the quantitative easing that's been going on just isn't working. Oh, there's all the talk that quantitative easing saved our economy, saved it from a depression, and this injection of billions and billions of dollars each month to buy government bonds has created, the only thing, in my opinion, that it's created is a very dangerous asset bubble. But this Fed doesn't care about asset bubbles, is not concerned about asset bubbles. And it looks like there's no end in sight to the quantitative easing. In the same survey, an overwhelming 93% of the participants in this survey wanted to end quantitative easing. They said the markets need to readjust without government support. Now, these are not analysts. These are everyday investors. These are people, common sense, that understand at some point in time, the chips will have to fall where they will. I mean, it's just the way it is. And they understand that. They get that. And they would rather have it happen now, while the fall is not going to be as painful as it might be 2 years from now. But 93% say, look, quantitative easing has to stop. The markets have to readjust. And let's get started on a new road to some sort of recovery. You're listening to American Family Radio Network. Here's the number, 866-300-9298 if you want to join the program. I'd love to hear from you. Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. We'll be back after this.